Hello, everybody. Welcome to Late Night Football. Welcome to our match reaction show. It's finished. Leicester City 1, Chelsea 3. And, it started with the Leeds game, which they won 1-0. They won against Dortmund 2-0. And I think today, that progress is carried on. I think this was probably another impressive performance. I think they were a little bit, they were showing glimpses of it against Dortmund. And today we have seen flashes of what Graham Potter's football at its best could look like at Chelsea, because there were moments today, and a lot more moments, not just fleeting moments, but lots of moments where you just, if you're a Chelsea fan, you can feel excited to think, right, even this clicks, how good it will look, and when it all clicks, how good it can look in motion, because things take time. I mean, Chelsea brought in a lot of players. I mean, I said Chelsea would be top 4 contenders, but that was contingent on them clicking. And if you watch today's game, and if this had happened maybe 5 games, 6 games earlier, you probably would not have said, well, Chelsea out of the top 4 race. It's probably clicked too late for them to be in the top 4 race, but that doesn't mean that this side is not good. It is very good, and doesn't mean that Graham Potter is not a good manager. He very well could be. I'm not saying that he is. I'm not saying he's not. I'm saying he very well could be, because what we have seen in the last 3 games, I think now we're starting to see the nucleus of what could be built going into the summer. It's going to be a fantastic summer to watch for Chelsea, because whatever happens this season, Chelsea are going to be competing at or near the top. Next season they will, because that's the investment that the owners want to put in. That's the ambition that they have. I mean, that they're going to do whatever it takes to be successful. So whatever happens, and you're starting to see that now with the players that they have. I mean, Mudryk for me today had probably his best game for Chelsea. That central role really suits him. Again, I don't think he's a goal scoring striker. And they probably would want to buy a goal-scoring striker in the summer. But I think for what he is, a pacey player who can stretch the line, who can stretch defenses, and someone who can actually lead the line as well. Because there were times when he actually did that, is something phenomenal. And I do believe I think he was involved in, I think, 2 of the 3 goals that were scored. So he's got a role to play. He's got a part to play, and I think he will get better and better as the season goes. From the goals perspective, I mean, but what is interesting is that when you look at that first goal, it's obviously bad goalkeeping, because the ball from the left hand side, I believe it was Koulibaly, the ball that comes from the left hand side, it's an okay cross. It's nothing special, and the shot isn't that great either. It's really it's perfectly placed, but it's at the near post, and Danny Ward should be saving it. What Danny Ward is thinking is Chilwell is going to play it back in the box. He's not expecting the shot, and that's the problem. That's always been a problem with Danny Ward. He's never been an elite goalkeeper because of that, because he's got this little bit. He's always got this mistake in him, and he's always got this air of fallibility about him. And that shot should be saved, but he lets it go because he's late to react, because he's not expecting it, he's not anticipating it, and that's criminal. For a goalkeeper to concede a goal at the near post is always considered a crime, and I think in some ways it is. And that was a disappointment to go 1-0 down. And then Leicester came back into it. They made it 1-0. There were 2 shots at the post. I mean, Felix hit the post, and then I believe Dewsbury-Hall was with the post as well. They got a chance, but Daka took his chance. And again, Felix, I thought he had a shot. He had probably the Manchester United bad luck for himself, because everything that could go wrong went wrong, because he was offside when he scored. His shot hit the post. Then he gives away the ball for the Leicester goal. He loses the ball in a dangerous area. It falls to Daka. It's a brilliant shot from Daka, by the way. And you can't take away from that, but that doesn't happen unless Felix gives the ball away, and he did give the ball away, and you just felt, oh my god, is it bad luck all over again? But he fought through it, and I think overall he had a pretty average game, not a great game, but he had an average game. He came through that, and Chelsea came through that setback. They got the goal right at the stroke of halftime. That is the best time to score, right at the stroke of halftime, because it completely changes games, and the opposition has have time to react. And they've got to go in, because there's a team talk that's going to happen. People are kind of thinking, okay, this is what we're going to do, and then suddenly you've got to rip up the whole game plan because you've just conceded a goal right at halftime. So I mean, that was the first of 2 goals that were both similar sort of goals, in the sense that they were both came from overhead passes. This one was it's criminal defending again from Leicester, because if you're going to hold a high line, then everybody's got to be in sync. You can't leave someone like Havertz unmarked and go, right, we're going to hold a high line. And they just left everyone unmarked, thinking we'll hold a high line, and they won't play an overhead ball. They just played an overhead pass, and Havertz was an offside, and he just puts a nice finish. It's beautiful finish. It's 2-1. And from that point on, I think Chelsea looked like they were going to win. They looked like they were going to win, I'm going to say, and they didn't win it there, because Leicester had a couple of brilliant chances to score a goal. Dewsbury-Hall, how he has not scored in that second half, I don't know, because that really was a presentable chance. It wasn't a flawless performance from Chelsea. It was an impressive performance, but it was not flawless. And there are gaps there that the better teams could probably exploit. But sometimes you have to ride your luck, and Chelsea rode their luck. They had their own chances, which they didn't finish as well. So you kind of feel it balances itself out. And then that third goal was a clincher, wasn't it? Again, an overhead pass to Havertz. He plays it forward. It's a good pass to Mudryk. And Mudryk just goes right. And Mudryk again, they're smart. He could have headed it towards goal, tried to get glory, but he realizes no, there's Kovacic in a better position. I'm going to head it back towards goal, which he does, and Kovacic scores. Mudryk gets his assist. Chelsea get the win 3-1. Leicester, they're getting dragged back in that relegation fight. I think they are in that relegation fight again now. They seem like they had got through that and that they were not pulling away, but I think they are back in it now. They're getting sucked in it. They'll hope that they're not relegated this season. I mean, it's such a tight thing down there, especially now with Bournemouth winning. It just opens that whole field up, doesn't it? And Southampton win tomorrow. That's really going to and they very well could win tomorrow. That will really stiffen that whole race up. It's going to make it so congested. It's so difficult to play through. Nottingham Forest might be one of the teams that will go. I mean, for Nottingham Forest as well, I don't think they're one of the teams that could go down. They lost today, and Leeds picked up a point. So it's just getting more and more tighter in that race, and you just don't know which three teams are probably going to go down. You could make a prediction, and you just don't know. But for Leicester, that's the problem. And goal scoring has always been a problem for them. There are two presentable chances today that they should have scored and they didn't. And that's always a problem when you're in a relegation fight and you can't score goals. That's going to be a big issue for them. For Chelsea, I still think it's too late to get in the top four. So looking, they're now 11 points of Spurs, but they have a game in hand. So if they win that, they'll be 8. But 8 points with about 12 games left, I think it's just too much for them to do. I feel it's too much for them to do. And if anyone's in a better position, it's probably Newcastle and Liverpool are in better positions to capitalize on any slip up from Spurs or Manchester United than Chelsea are. So I think that is out. But what I do think is that they need momentum going into their Champions League games. If they want to win that, and even otherwise, they probably want to finish, in the European spots. They, you want to finish in the Europa League at the very least if you can. So I don't think the season is over yet. But definitely for Chelsea, I think. And you know what? What I was going to say is that they're still going to have a big say in the top 4 race because they still have to play Manchester United. They still have to play Liverpool. They still have to play Brighton. They still have to play Newcastle. Right, and then even in the title race, they play Arsenal and Manchester City as well. So Chelsea's season may be over, but but they still have a big say in what could happen for the rest of the league, or for the rest of the teams that are above them. So it's interesting to see how they perform because now they look like they're getting back in form. Can they maintain it? Can they get a few of the other teams to drop points? And maybe cost someone a place in the Champions League spots. Maybe cost someone the title. I don't know. We'll have to wait and watch. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on this game. Of course, smash like if you enjoyed this video. Do share comments. Of course, we always love hearing hearing your thoughts. Lots of good performances today. I thought, like I said, Mudryk had a good performance. Cucurella was pretty good as well. Chilwell obviously makes so much of a difference to this side. I thought Loftus-Cheek looked good as a backup right wing back. I think he had a good performance as well. So that's something that please Potter as well. That he's got options. I think Graham Potter is starting to click. He's starting to make things happen at Chelsea. And that's what you want to see. Let's see how far it goes. This doesn't mean they're going to win every game for me. They might lose the next game, right? We said that about Liverpool and, they lost, right? So it can always happen. But you're starting to see things are kind of falling in place for him. Now that players are coming back from injury, I think we're starting to see the nucleus of a team being built. So let's see what happens. Anyway, do subscribe to our channel on YouTube, of course. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We always love having your support. And we got a few more videos coming today and tomorrow. So do subscribe and you get notified to those as they drop. Take care. See you again soon. Bye-bye.